Okay, welcome back to the Movie Spreadsheet. And this is the Streaming Wars, in which I am reviewing the videos from reviewing a movie from each of the streaming services. We've got a chat going, so feel free to drop information into the chat. Okay, there we go. All right. So this is episode 6 of the Streaming Cup. This is the last wow, rocky start. All right, let's get right in this. Let's talk about the Streaming Cup live over here on the right. What you got going on the screen? You have the standings right above me. These are the standings through the end of last week. So these are the movies that I watched for Netflix, Hulu, Apple TV, and Disney. So that's after 3 movies, and then now we are in. We're into the final part of the of the week. So, yes, did in fact have a stroke there. Okay. Fun fact about strokes. I had no idea that strokes were like the 4th leading cause of death in the United States. So, put something in the chat. I might have a fun fact about it. All right, let's get going. Let's have some fun. Let's get into the Streaming Cup, and let's just get I don't know how I'm not okay. All right, here we go. So let's go. After 3 movies, here's what we got so far. We can see Netflix is in the lead, Hulu, Apple TV, and Disney following them. All right, for each movie that I do today, I'm going to give you the score breakdown of the movie. There's going to be this awesome graphic that shows you There's gonna be an awesome graphic that shows you all of the categories, and then finally I'm gonna have like a little special segment called "Make This a 10." So how can you take some of these movies and make them 10s? And then finally I'm gonna give you an awesome top 5 list for each movie. And I've taken the feedback and I've made a Canva presentation on presentation modes so that there's not all this switching around, and all the list is pre-made. So it's gonna be great. And everything you put in the chat, including high cholesterol, is going to get referenced. Let's keep the HDL down, LDL down. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Let's go. Let's get right into the first movie, which is from Amazon Prime, and psych. Let's look at the standings. So here's where we sit from the standings. After 2 movies each, but the more updated one is on the screen over here to the right. And then finally, let's get into the Amazon movie of the week, which is Playdate, starring Kevin James and Alan Ritchson. Now look, it's something I would do in my classes that I taught, because I know a lot of the information is boring, and there's a high population of people that get bored with presentations. If you're ever bored, just look down here towards the bottom, and you can see the question, which I now is realized getting blocked by my graphic, my graphic of myself. But anyway, so if you get bored, the Playdate question is, what's your favorite Kevin James movie? Let's talk about Playdate real fast. Playdate was overall score 5.75. Like, it's fine. Like, this movie is there's nothing wrong with it. It's just a little bit slow. Nothing wrong with it. And say it's a little bit slow. This movie is just like, it's about a kid and a dad, a stepdad, and Kevin James for me is better when he's goofy, and he's taken on some of these roles where he's like a lot more serious now. Not a super huge fan of him in these serious roles. I'd prefer him to be in that goofier, funny role, like in some of the other movies I'm going to reference. Now, if I had to make this movie a 10, what would I do? I would have way more Alan Ritchson. I think he's way funnier than Kevin James, which is a shame, because Kevin James is naturally funnier than Alan Ritchson. Apparently not for this movie. But I would have more Alan Ritchson, and then I would lean more into like those interactions that they have like with their own kids. I think they're pretty funny. So that's how I would make it a 10. Let's go to the chat. Favorite Kevin James movie. I see one, Paul Blart Mall Cop. Let's see if that makes my top 5. Maybe it will. Okay. But like that person in my chat, I bet you Paul Blart Mall Cop also has high cholesterol. So fun fact, connecting people to the characters that we see on TV. All right, let's go. So top 5 Kevin James movies. Number 5. And look, he's not a major component in this movie. He has like a small part in it, but I feel like we need to mention it. It's 100% Hitch. And I know my wife is definitely going to agree with this one, as she loves Hitch. especially when Kevin James like has a little dance scene. So number 5, Hitch. Number 4, Paul Blart Mall Cop. There we go, chat. I know you're excited for this one. Look at that glorious mustache. Let's go to 3, Grown Ups. And yeah, I do like Grown Ups 3 better than Grown Ups 1. Or Grown Ups 1 better than Grown Ups 2. And then finally, let's go to number 2, Here Comes the Boom. Probably the most unrealistic movie ever, right? Like a teacher becomes a UFC fighter. Okay, kind of crazy. And then finally, number 1, and I just introduced it to my kids this year, Zookeeper. This movie's awesome, especially when he takes the gorilla to Chili's. So that does the Kevin James movies justice. He's been in some recent movies. He's been in a movie called Becky, and I think The Return of Becky, where he plays like a Nazi, and he's like hunting down like this girl at her house. Like, it's kind of crazy. You're like, Kevin James, like, what are we doing? But all right, that takes care of Playdate. Amazon Prime is going to pick up some mid-level points for that one, so pretty much exactly where they are in that 5 spot. I would be shocked to see them move a ton. But let's now go to Nobody 2, which, like, do we really need a Nobody 2? The whole idea is that, like, this guy, Better Call Saul guy, he's like a hitman, or he's like an assassin or something. I don't even know. I've seen both the movies, but we have it at 222, 5.95 overall, so very similar to Playdate. Make this movie a 10. Well, I don't know if I couldn't. No, I can definitely make this movie a 10. I think we just need more. We just need like less of the setup at the beginning, more of the end to be funneled into like the start of the movie. I like how they have like the action sequence at the end. It's like a Home Alone house of terror that he sets up. I love it. Just give me more of that, and we can make this one a 10 for sure. So, question. This is a really good question for the chat to try to answer here. What is your favorite reluctant hero movie? And there's so many good ones out there. I feel like almost every Viggo Mortensen movie, every character he plays is a reluctant hero movie. But what's been interesting about Peacock is they've kind of sat there right there middle of the pack. They do get good movies on there. I've talked about it before. I think Peacock is the sleeping giant in this. Maybe not even sleeping giant, but let's get into the top 5 reluctant hero movies for myself. So here we go. Number 5. Mad Max, Fury Road. I've spoken about this before, is that my wife was like in labor, like close to being in labor. And I was like, hey, what do we think about like Furiosa for a middle name? Cause I just seen this movie and I was like, this chick is absolutely badass. Yes. But Tom Hardy's character in Mad Max Fury Road, reluctant hero. Great one. 5-4. History of Violence. There was going to be a Viggo Mortensen movie in here. History of Violence, Eastern Promises, reluctant heroes for sure. History of Violence, pretty cool though. All right, number 3, Taken. Yeah, Liam Neeson. He just wants to be a dad. When his daughter gets taken, he's gonna find and kill every single person that does it. Like, rightfully so, right? Like that's what a good dad does. 2, John Wick. Shrek. Shrek as a reluctant hero is humorous. I bet Shrek has a high cholesterol as well. So a lot of cholesterol there. Star Wars. Who's a reluctant hero in Star Wars? Luke wants to be you think Luke wants to be a farm boy in Star Wars? That he's all like, let's go train with that weird little green guy. And finally, number 1. Look, anytime I can get a Neil Blomkamp movie in here, this is Elysium. This is Matt Damon. Matt Damon, he just wants to live, right? He had a terrible accident. He just wants to live. He doesn't want to have to save the entire population or save one of his friends and their kids. Elysium. Boom. Okay. And then let me rant for a second here, because Starz sucks. Starz sucks so much. They don't put enough movies on there. They don't tell you what movies are coming out in their new movie section. There's just nothing. It's like bleak for new stuff. Now, older stuff, Starz is pretty solid. So here's what I had to do. Matt Damon as a reluctant hero is not believable. I disagree. I mean, you're not going to watch Chappie. You're not going to watch Elysium, but watch Elysium. Tell me he's not reluctant in that movie. All right, let's talk about Pretty Thing, because this movie is This movie's strange, and this movie came out like in like May, so this movie is 200 days old, but it's the best movie that I could find in on Starz. It had the highest like peak, I don't know, highest popularity rating. Okay, so the premise of this movie is Alicia Silverstone. Boom, yes, she's still around and she's still kicking and making movies, and they're about as bad as you would think they would be. She also has like the lowest rated movie on my list, Requiem, which is like just crazy. It's like so bad. Pretty cool premise though. And then you have this other guy, Carl Glusman. He's married to somebody famous or dating somebody famous. No idea who it is. Chat. Who's Carl Glusman connected to or was connected to? Anyways, so she's like this old cougar somehow, like that's believable. And then he's like, I don't know if he's like mentally all the way there because the acting is so freaking bad in this movie. I took a full point off of this movie for the acting because I'm like, what is this guy's deal? Is this guy like not all the way there? Is he like there? Like what is going on with this guy? And then like it's just like the not. It's like the worst connection between two people I've seen in a movie. And then it's supposed to be this thriller. And then like the last like 20 minutes is a thriller. And it's just like every mistake, every choice they could have made in this movie, poorly they did. And it's just not a good movie at all. So overall score 1.3, making it movie number 403 on the spreadsheet. This is really, really bad. Satan as a... explain Satan in the chat. Board, answer this. Best movies with romantic tension. Not even sure what this means. Yeah, and he's like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, it's very strange. This movie's very, very strange. I don't know what it's going for. I don't know if it's going for like she's like a sex addict and she, because if that's what they're going for, it needs to be more like Shame. If you haven't seen Shame, like warning, but like Shame's really solid. And then you're like, is he all the way there? Is he not? Is it just his acting? And anytime you get in that kind of gray area, I'm like, it's bad acting. It's bad script. So a weird movie, not very well written, but it is short. So that's where it ends up. All right, top 5 movies with romantic tension. I don't know who that person's related to in the chat. I know that they are like married to somebody or dating somebody like super popular or super famous. Okay, chat. What do you think about this question? Top 5 romantic tension movies. I'm kind of going a little bit more on like the friction edge, not like the lovey-dovey stuff. That's what tension would mean. But let's get started with number 5. Let's go. Unfaithful. Right? I just feel like any movie that has anything to do with like an affair or like a romantic connection, it like Unfaithful is the measuring stick for that movie. And so many movies I've seen recently, I'm looking at like All of You felt like this, Pretty Thing definitely felt like this. The movie has to have more of this, of like this, like this believable passion between the two people. Otherwise, it feels like what's happening. So number 5, Unfaithful. Number 4, The Thomas Crown Affair. I feel super old making this list. I'm like, The Thomas Crown Affair, and they're actually remaking The Thomas Crown Affair. There's a new one coming out, I think in 2027. So this will be a new movie that people can stumble upon, even though it's been out for 30 years. Number 3, my most lighthearted one, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I think this one's great. Obviously, it leads to the end of Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston. Number 2, Side Effects. This is what a thriller should feel like, right? Romantic tension, sure. Thrill, yes. This is what it should feel like. And then obviously number 1 is like one of my favorite movies ever. Boom, it's Gone Girl. Yes. Tension, absolutely, because the husband hates wife and wife hates husband. So let's go. All right, so we go to so that puts Starz, like, it's a low number for Starz. Is it going to be? Yeah, Breakup is a really good call. Breakup's a great call in the chat. Dances with Walls, romantic tension. I hated the end of the Breakup, but it was, yeah, that's a great call for romantic. It honestly should be in this list. Okay, so let's go to The Conjuring, Last Rites. We have what's called a stow image right here on the screen. So do you see the faces screaming first, or do you see the shape of the devil first? That would tell you if you were top-down processing or bottom-up processing. No big deal. AP Psych, got it. So let's talk about The Conjuring Last Rites. And I know I got some people in the chat. They're going to be excited about this movie because, well, I actually have people in the chat right now. I mean, when I first started dating my now wife, I was like, okay, like, let's watch a scary movie. And then I made her watch The Conjuring, being like, yes, good luck sleeping tonight. And like when the movie starts, I'm like, okay, here we go, and I'm all scared, and I got like my blanket pulled up like this, like peeking out the top, like, oh my god. And the movie is so scary to me, and it's so humorous to my now wife, and she's like laughing, and I'm like, what's going on? This is ruining this movie for me. So that's The Conjuring. Now look, The Conjuring, fun fact, The Conjuring is the highest grossing horror franchise ever. Is that what I'm supposed to say? My wife. I don't know how to do this. Oh my god, Sab. It's the highest grossing horror franchise of all time. It's made like 2.5 billion on 263 million dollars of budget. So wildly successful. And there are 9 movies in the Conjuring universe, and I'm gonna tell you, I feel like every single movie that we see from the Conjuring verse gets worse and further away from the original, because that was the one that started it all. It's the best one. It's, for me, the scariest devil movie. So devil, yeah, you see devil, yeah, for sure, right? Some people see faces, devil. I know I can't move the freaking picture. It's built into the design. I'm gonna see if I can do this. Overlay. Let's change the overlay. Oh no. I think I'm messing it all up. How do I just do this? That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go like this. No, we're not gonna do that. I'm just gonna go back. Just gonna leave it be what it is. I'll read the question at the start. Okay, I got you. What is the scariest devil / demon movies that you have seen? Getting lots of great feedback in the chat. So let's talk about The Conjuring Last Rites. It starts fast, and I think I took a note. I was like, holy shit, Conjuring is back. Like, we're back. We're so back. The scares in it are so good. You know how like they set you up, like they give you a little bit of a scene, and you know, they're like, oh no, later that's going to come back and something is going to happen. It's the exact same situation, but it's not going to be what they think. They do that so well in this movie. The problem with The Conjuring Last Rites is that it is 35 minutes longer than the first Conjuring. It's too long. It's way too long. And because of that, we stretch out that middle and final part. And it's just like, look, we need more of like the devil being creepy than we need, or the demons being creepy, then we need like them fighting the demon / like understanding each other's journey in life. No, just I need the demon to be messing with the family more, because that's the scariest part of the movie. And this one, it does it for like an hour, but then that was a ton of space in between. So chat, scariest demon devil movie, what do we got going on? Well, I take a little sip of water. Great chat answer there. Great chat answer. Insidious. You know, in Insidious, when like he's dreaming, he goes into a dream, he goes into like the, what's that called when you have the lucid dreams? And then the devil's in the back room sharp. Oh, that's it. Like, I'm just like, what? One of the scariest scenes, it just gave me goosebumps. One of the scariest scenes in movie history is that devil in that back room in Insidious, for sure. Okay, let's go. Let's see if that makes a list. It does. All right. Top 5 demon / devil movies. Number 5, Evil Dead Rise. I mean, this one got me. This one definitely did for me. Look how creepy the mom looks in this movie. Terrifying. And it always starts with like, hey, don't go there. Don't do that thing. And then this one is like, it not only is it scary, but it's got the gross, the gore factor to it going on. Evil Dead Rise is awesome here. Okay, number 4, Hereditary. This one you're like, what is going on? Again, super scary. Let's get to number 3. We got some great some great answers in the chat. And bam, there we go, right there, The Witch. Check us out. You want to hear my witch impression? It's not gonna be all creepy. It's gonna be. So I'm not gonna spoil anything. But if you've seen The Witch, okay, when the big reveal happens, this is what it sounds like. Wouldst thou like to live deliciously? And you're like, "What? No! Oh my God, this is crazy! I don't want to be a pilgrim ever." The Witch, yeah, hell yeah! Like one of the best horror movies ever made, maybe the best horror movie ever made. And just the movies that have come after this have just not been as good from the same director, in my opinion. But this is a tough one to follow. So The Witch, absolutely. Number 2, Insidious. And you know how mad I'd be at my kid too? I think, what are you doing? What are you doing in your dreams? And now the devil has taken you, and I've got to go into the devil's lair, and I've got to walk across this neighborhood in fog, and while the devil's sharpening. Are you freaking kidding me right now? Go play on your iPad, okay? Don't dream about weird things. Anyways, yes. And the end of Insidious too is so solid, so good. I love this movie. I want to watch it. Number 1. Conjuring. Come on. You know when they're playing. First of all, I'm never playing that. You know that game where you like close your eyes and you walk around the house and people like clap, right? And then you have to like stumble around the house and you have to like find them like, I can't see anything. And somehow she ends up in the basement. What are we doing? Why are you going in the basement? Open your freaking eyes, lady. This is crazy. Okay, you don't even know this house yet. When people act like idiots in movies, it drives me crazy. But man, I have goosebumps again. She's in the basement and you got the clap behind her. It's like creepy devil hands clapping behind her. Like, nope. Candle blows out. Nope. Absolutely not. And then I have my wife like being like laughing. I'm like, what is going on? What did you see as a kid? No, I'm just kidding. All right, so this is where I was passionate about this list. Like my top 5 list. I love some devil, some horror movies. So here we go. Let's go to number 5. And I think this is the last. Nope. Yeah, it is the last one. Last one we're going to cover. And let's talk about Novocaine. So I am also so freaking annoyed with Paramount. Paramount not putting out good movies, not putting out big releases. And for some reason, they're hiding a lot of the little stupid things that they get that would be very equivalent to Starz. They're hiding on Showtime. Why? I'm not paying an extra $5 or $6 for Showtime. Isn't it a fact of a horror movie that at least one person will act like an idiot? I think the best horror movies, chat, it's a great question. The best horror movies are the movies where you wouldn't change any single thing that they did and it still ends up not working out. And what I'm referencing specifically for that is like The Strangers. Right? Like there is nothing that they did in The Strangers that I think that I would not do. I think I would carry out exactly the plan that they carried out and it doesn't work. And it's terrifying, like that it could basically happen. So I think if what they do is logical, that's what makes it scary. Or if the devil's involved, then it's like who knows what you do. All right, so Novocaine. Strangers, yes. Novocaine. So the whole premise of Novocaine, it's a gimmick movie. So my question for you, cut off by that super handsome anime character, is what is your favorite action movie involving a gimmick? So what I'm referencing here is like in Novocaine, he can't feel pain. That's the whole point of the movie, is that like he like goes through like fighting people and can't feel anything that's happening to his body. And you're like, okay, like this is the entire movie. So he has like bad things happen to him and then he can do bad things to other people because he can't feel the pain that was just inflicted on him. Like that's the whole movie. So overall score 3.3, 342 overall. I mean, like the whole movie is based around this gimmick. So if I was like going to make this movie a 10 and I forgot to make The Conjuring: Last Rites a 10, which would just be like have more of the devil messing with people, then it would go for longer, cut out the middle part and then go strictly to that end like exorcism scene. For Novocaine, I would actually have a plot besides the fact that he can't feel pain, and I would have some of these fight scenes be a little less scripted and have the movie be shorter. Like if the movie's shorter, the movie's long. Make that movie shorter, fewer the fight scenes, you get the romantic connection, fine. But that's Novocaine. So mediocre, Paramount, like mediocre per usual. All right, so what movies have a gimmick of a main character? Let's go with number 5, The Accountant. So the accountant's gimmick, and I actually want to put this one on here because I really like this movie. But the gimmick is basically like he has I think he has ASD, and so he's just like really really good with math and with numbers. And there's a really cool scene when he figures out like everything that's going on, and he's just like kills people, and it's like, okay, cool, like that, okay, cool gimmick. They made a sequel, haven't seen it. But number 5, The Accountant. Number 4, The Matrix, right? Like the idea of like, hey, they can basically like slow down time and they can learn anything like in like a quick moment. So like, he's like, remember, I know Kung Fu, show me. And then you have the bullet time and all that kind of stuff. So Matrix, number 3. Number 4. Number 3, Wanted. Come on, this was such a cool gimmick. Like, what if you could curve bullets? Like, that's the whole premise of this movie. It's so stupid. And they're always like, gosh. I remember like this came out when I was in high school. And we would go, and when we would play paintball, we would go paintballing, and we'd be like, oh, watch this, I'm gonna try to curve around a tree, and you'd be trying to curve a paintball around a tree. It would never work. You'd be the biggest idiot. But you know, the gimmick of curving a bullet around walls and controlling it is absolutely insane just by doing this. And I'm curious how many people have like shot something and done that motion, trying to curve a bullet to it not working. Okay, so 2, Edge of Tomorrow. Yeah, live, die, repeat. Absolutely. The fact that Tom Cruise is essentially living a Groundhog's Day over and over and over again to an alien invasion. This is awesome. This is a great gimmick, and I really like it. It'll end. I feel like it kind of slows down a little bit. It just kind of ends. And then finally, number 1, best gimmick. Not the best movie, but best gimmick for sure. Crank. Right? Crank is an insane gimmick, and I know I have a nurse in the chat right now. The idea behind Crank is that he has to keep his adrenaline up over a certain amount, otherwise like he dies. So he has to do crazy stuff in the movie, like hooking a car battery up to his tongue to like keep his adrenaline up or something up in his body. Check and look it up. And yes, and he does like all these crazy sounds like, oh, I gotta jump out of this car going 100 miles an hour, otherwise like I won't have like my yeah. So that's probably the coolest gimmick, the most unique gimmick. So that is it for those things. And now let's talk about the new standings and sign off because we're keeping it easy breezy and short tonight. All right, so in top spot, Netflix 64 points, followed by Hulu in 46 points, dropping a place. Apple TV also drops a place to 43 points. Psych drops 2 places, 43 points. Disney sitting at 40 points. Prime Video at 37. Then we have Peacock at 36. HBO rises up to 36 points, tied for 6 because of the awesomeness that was The Conjuring Last Rites. And then finally we have Starz and Paramount leading the way. Let me show you. I believe that's it for my graphic, which it is. Oh, next week. All right. The big question is, 1, can Netflix convert a poll? And what I mean by this is Netflix is picking first. They've got a lot of movies. Can Netflix win the poll? They won the week. Number 2, Apple TV. Can it stay in the hunt until F1 releases on December 12th? And I've already seen. So Netflix is Lando and Hulu is Verstappen. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Netflix is Lando. Yeah. Can Netflix keep this lead? Apple TV, can it stay in the hunt until F1 releases on December 12th? I've already seen this movie and I love it. So that one's going to be on there. Hulu, can it reestablish itself as a title contender? I'm watching The Roses right now. Really enjoying it. So I'm going to finish that one up tonight. And finally, Disney. Is Disney a midfield team at best? Like, is Disney only putting out like average movies once in a while? I'm going to watch Freakier Friday probably. So we'll see how that goes. Let's do a quick check on the spreadsheet so we can see all the movies one more time and if I gave any kind of points. So you can see my categories here. We had overall points and scores jumping in right here so we can see the season rank, points for the week, and then over here, something cool. So I guess the awards we should talk about real quick because I gave the best performance to Frankenstein. And then Fastest Lap is the shortest movie, which went to a very Jonas movie, thankfully. Best moment was from Frankenstein when the monster was created. I got a few It Was Awesomes. Hidden Gem for highest to lowest. And then emotional impact also for Frankenstein, right? Treat Your Kids Right. And finally, notable song. Got 4 movies with notable songs, and ending it with something cool. Everything had something cool except for Pretty Thing, which had freaking nothing cool. Weirdest movie ever. Don't watch it. That's all I got this week. Even though I watched 5 movies, I kept it short. And next up, we have Netflix picking first, and we're going to see how they do, trying to convert that pole position into a win. Thanks for checking out the weekly Streaming Cup update live. Check out my shorts. Check out my Friday What to Watch. Later.